Virgin Voyages. At one point I hated them, but not anymore. Hey guys, I'm RacQuelle from MHFamilyAdventures, and in today's tips video, I'm going to share with you some things that you need to know before your cruise with Virgin Voyages. Now, as you saw in the opener, I did try Virgin Voyages out back in 2022 on board Scarlet Lady, and I did not enjoy my time on board. And at some point, I would have called Virgin Voyages my least favorite cruise line. Now, I did give them another go just a few months ago, and I have to tell you that things have definitely changed with Virgin Voyages. Now, some of the things that I didn't like previously about Virgin Voyages have either changed, or I kind of went into this sailing with a different mindset, a better understanding as to what Virgin Voyages is and what this cruise line is all about. So I think that helped make my time on board, these last two times actually, a lot better. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and things that you need to know about Virgin Voyages before you cruise, so hopefully you can have a great experience like I did. And if you're wondering why I didn't like Virgin Voyages my first go around, be sure to watch the video that I'm going to link right here, and you can see exactly what I experienced over my 4-night cruise on board Scarlet Lady. And just to kind of sum it up, I will tell you that the biggest thing that I did not like about Virgin Voyages at the time was that it was extremely raunchy. There was one show that literally passed out condoms, and it just wasn't quite my vibe. I found the food to be overrated, the entertainment just wasn't good to me, and the service slacked. But all of that has changed with Virgin Voyages. Now, these tips and things to know aren't in any particular order, so be sure to watch till the very end to make sure you get all the tips and tricks that you need to know in order to have the best time on board Virgin Voyages. Now, the first thing, Virgin Voyages is not what it used to be. So if you did watch that video of mine, it is not like that anymore. So I do believe that Virgin Voyages has taken a lot of the feedback that they have received from cruisers regarding their product, and they have improved it. Now, it is still adults only. It is the only adults only cruise line out there, which is a plus for some because some people don't want to cruise with kids and families. But yeah, if you want to do adults only, Virgin Voyages is currently the only cruise line available to do that. But some of the things that I didn't like before, particularly the raunchiness and it just being overly vulgar to me, those things have changed. So Virgin Voyages is not what it used to be. So if you are researching and looking at vlogs from back when they started back 2021, 2022, make sure you check out some current vlogs, because I can tell you that Virgin Voyages has definitely taken a lot of feedback and people are having a great time on board. So something to know about Virgin Voyages compared to other cruise lines is that they have a lot more inclusion. So whereas you might feel that your cruise cost is a little bit higher than some of your typical cruise lines, that is because Virgin Voyages, they package everything together. So what's included in your cruise fare? Obviously, you're going to have your cruise fare, you're going to have your taxes, fees, port expenses, but you're also going to have included specialty dining. So specialty dining is something that we all love to have when we cruise, and it is included with Virgin Voyages. You're also going to find that you have essential drinks available. Essential drinks would be sodas. You typically don't get sodas on other cruise lines. So sodas are included, non-bottled water, you have coffee, you have tea, all of those things are included. Your gratuities are included with Virgin Voyages. Most cruise lines, you have to add on your gratuities either in advance or you can pay for them on board. But with Virgin Voyages, your gratuities are built into your cruise fare. You're also going to get very basic Wi-Fi, which for me, that's something wonderful to have when you cruise. So you're going to have Wi-Fi included, and you're also going to have the opportunity to participate in group fitness classes, and then all of the entertainment and things on board the ship are included in your cruise fare. So where you think you might be spending a little bit more, you're actually getting a bigger bang for your buck because all of those things are included. I know for me, I personally love having those comprehensive packages to where I don't have to feel like I'm being nickel and dime to add on these things. It is built into your cruise fare. Something else to know about Virgin Voyages is that they offer flexible cruise fares, meaning if you book a Virgin Voyages cruise and let's say things change, you can change names on your booking up until 48 hours before your cruise. Most cruise lines, after final payment, that is it. You're not able to change names. It's going to be considered a cancellation, and you're going to be paying all kinds of fees, and you're going to lose your deposit. With Virgin Voyages, up to 48 hours before you're sailing, you can change the name on your booking, and up to 45 days before you're sailing, you can actually change the date of your voyage. So that's something that I do love about Virgin Voyages. They offer that flexibility. You can book now, and if life happens and things change, you have more flexibility in changing your cruise. And speaking of the best bang for your buck, Virgin Voyages is one of the few cruise lines that actually offers true solo cabins. So if you are a solo cruiser, you will see that Virgin Voyages has quite a few what they call the solo insider cabins, solo cabins. They offer them in ocean view as well as interior cabins. And guys, they are a really good rate. Now I can tell you that they do sell out early because there are a lot of solo travelers that sail with Virgin Voyages. They also offer solo meetups and different things on board the ship. There are a lot of solo travelers cruising with Virgin Voyages. So if you want to get a solo cabin, you definitely want to book as soon as those itineraries are released so that you have a great chance. Virgin Voyages also offers what they call the lock-it-in rate, where these would be considered like your guaranteed cabins, where they are going to assign your cabin location, but you're going to get a really good discount by locking in with the lock-it-in rate. So keep that in mind. If you are a solo traveler, Virgin Voyages is the way to go if you are a solo cruiser. Now, something else that I really appreciate about Virgin Voyages is the diversity on board. Now, when I first sailed with them, I'll be very honest, I felt like it felt very frat party-like to me. It felt like a college experience all over again, and everyone was there to have a party. I can tell you that my sailings that I just got off of not too long ago, it was extremely diverse in terms of the ethnicities on board as well as the ages. I think sometimes the misconception is that Virgin Voyages is for those younger folks. I can tell you there were people all the way up to 80, 90 years old on board my sailing. So Virgin Voyages, they really do embrace diversity. And the LGBTQ plus community, I can tell you that Virgin Voyages is probably the best cruise line for anyone that's within the LGBTQ plus community. That is just something that they do, and they do well, and people are on board having a good time, and they just love everyone that's on board. So you'll notice that with the people on board, as well as the crew members, as well as what they call the happenings cast. There's even divas on board. I'll put a clip of a diva right here. But Virgin Voyages is all about welcoming everyone on board, and except for kids. But that's one reason why I do love Virgin Voyages. Something else you might not know about Virgin Voyages. Now, when they first set sail, they did advertise as a passport required cruise line. I will tell you this, you might still see that on their website that a passport is required. It is not with these certain circumstances. If you are a US citizen and your cruise starts and ends at the same US port, and it doesn't visit places such as that are like in the West Indies, such as Martinique, Barbados, then you can cruise with a birth certificate. Now, they do prefer traveling with a passport. I highly recommend to cruise and travel with a passport, because if you have an emergency on one of the islands, it's going to be very difficult to get back to the United States. But a passport is not required, and that's something that you might hear on vlogs and you even see it on their website. It says it's required. It is not. You can call Virgin Voyages to confirm it. They highly, highly encourage it, recommend it. I encourage you to have a passport. Dining options. So Virgin Voyages offers quite a few dining options, and as I mentioned, their dining is considered specialty dining. Now, I will kind of say that I'm kind of still on the fence as far as the dining, and I say it for this reason. They advertise it as specialty dining, but truly you have the galley, which is kind of buffet style. That is where pretty much you can go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is included in your cost. But then they also offer restaurants such as Pink Agave, which is Mexican. They have the Wake, which is a steakhouse. So they have these other spots and restaurants, and they call them specialty dining. But part of me almost feels like, because there's not a whole lot of other included options, that for me it's just regular dining, but they slate it as specialty dining. Now, with the specialty dining, you must make reservations. Make your reservations 45 days prior to your sailing. Now I can tell you that midnight, 45 days prior, it opens up on the app. Now the app honestly is not very, very useful. The app kind of glitches, and that's something that I wish that they would work on. But 45 days prior to your sailing, you can log into the Virgin Voyages app and you can start making your dining reservations. And I encourage you to do so as soon as you can because they sell out fast. So if you have a specific time that you want to dine, you need to make sure that you go into the app and make those reservations as soon as you can. Now they will save about 30-40% of those reservations for guests to book once on board. So once you check in at the cruise terminal, there will be a kiosk that you can go to make those dining reservations. You can also go to the restaurants once on board. But again, I recommend doing it in advance. That way you get the time slot that you want. But the specialty dining options are included. And if you don't select a specialty dining option, then pretty much each night, like for dinner, you are going to be there at the galley because that is honestly the only other option available. So that's why I'm kind of like, is it really specialty dining or is it just restaurants that we're calling specialty dining? But either way, I find that the food to be on board Virgin Voyages to be pretty tasty. Now, would I say that they are the best cruise line that I've had? I'm going to say no, but I will say that Virgin Voyages food is a lot better than some of the mainstream cruise lines such as Carnival, Royal Caribbean, MSC, NCL. The food is very tasty. You will have a really good experience, but you have to make those reservations in advance to guarantee your slot in these specialty dining restaurants. All right, and we are about halfway through with some of these tips and things to know about Virgin Voyages. If you are finding this video helpful at all, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, share us out, make sure you're subscribed. We are on the road to hitting 50K this year, so we would love to have your support. So again, if you're finding this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. All right, so something else to know about Virgin Voyages is that they do not have drink packages. Now, I personally, I'm not a huge drinker, but I like the fact that Virgin Voyages does not have a drink package. What they have is called a bar tab. And the benefit of booking a bar tab or adding on bar tab is that if you're traveling with other people that are 21 and older, then you all don't have to buy the drink package. If you cruise other cruise lines, pretty much all cruise lines, if one person in your cabin decides to buy the drink package, they require everyone in your cabin to buy the drink package because they want to prevent sharing. On Virgin Voyages, one person in your cabin can buy bar tab, the others don't, and then you just use your bar tab to pay for your drinks. Now, I like bar tab because it helps you to budget for your drinks and budget for your cruise. Do keep in mind that bar tab is non-refundable, so you need to make sure that you're only purchasing what you may actually use or that you use it up once you get on the ship. Now, some other things to know about the bar tab is it can be shared across the people in your cabin. So if one person has bar tab, you can buy drinks for those that are in your cabin. You can also buy multiple drinks whenever you go to the bar, whereas other cruise lines with their traditional drink packages, you have to purchase one drink at a time, and usually there's like a 5-minute wait time in between, but you can order as many drinks as you want with your bar tab. Something else that Virgin Voyages offers that a lot of cruise lines don't is they actually will have a lot of promotions that will include bar tab. So you need to make sure that you're looking for those promotions where you can get up to $500 bar tab, depending on the promotion at the time of year, depending on the length of your sailing. But Virgin Voyages is great about adding on some extra bar tab. So definitely look to see if your booking has it. And if you're looking to book Virgin Voyages, if you use my direct link that's in the description of this video, then you can get some extra, possibly bar tab or sailor loot. So click the link in the description and see what promotions are going on, or send me an email. I can help get you booked on Virgin Voyages. And kind of talking more about the bar tab, something else that Virgin does differently than other cruise lines is that they have an exclusive beach club in Bimini, Bahamas. And a lot of their itineraries will stop at this beach club. And you could use your bar tab there. I know some cruise lines with their private islands or private destinations, you're not able to. Some of them you can't. You can't use your drink package, but you can use your bar tab if you happen to have a stop at Bimini Beach Club, which again is Virgin Voyages exclusive beach club located right there in Bimini. It is a beautiful area. I was able to, my last cruise, it got canceled because of weather, but I do recall when I sailed back in 2022 that was actually a highlight of the cruise, was going to Bimini Beach Club. They'll have different pool parties and activities going on. The food there was pretty tasty. So I do like that they offer this exclusive area in Bimini, because Bimini doesn't have a whole lot going on right now, but that is something that you can expect to visit or go to, and it's included in your cruise fare when you cruise with Virgin Voyages. So Virgin Voyages also has a very strong health and fitness focus. So if you book a cruise and you are, into fitness and want to work out, they offer some amazing gyms and fitness facilities and classes and things. But they offer like a 90s VHS tape workout, and that is like one of the things that they're known for. So they offer these unique opportunities to work out, stay fit, different seminars, health seminars and things throughout the day. And I'll be very honest, that's not quite what I'm into. And when I cruise, I don't usually participate in those things, but I can tell you that they have quite a few different areas on the ship where you can work out, whether it's in the gym or whether it's out on the open deck. They also offer the Redemption Spa, where you can go in and get different treatments, massages. They have a thermal spa, all of those things. If you're into health and fitness and want to continue that while you're on board, Virgin Voyages is definitely the place for you. Now, a few things that I really don't care about too much with Virgin Voyages, but these aren't necessarily deal breakers for me. One thing, if you are a pool person, a deck person, just know that Virgin Voyages, while their pool deck is really nice and it's spacious, the pool on board Virgin Voyages is extremely small. And it looks big when you look at it, when you're looking down on the pool. However, you'll notice that a lot of it is just spots for you just to kind of sit. The actual pool itself is not really large. So keep that in mind. There's not a whole lot of pools or pool space on board Virgin Voyages. So if you are a pool person, just definitely keep that in mind. There's plenty of lounge chairs and areas to relax on the pool deck. In fact, my favorite spot on board Virgin Voyages are those little red cabana type areas that overlook the pool deck. There's plenty of spots to sit. There's just not a whole lot of pool space if you're someone who likes to enjoy the pool. I also find that the furniture on board Virgin Voyages, just for me, is not accessible. Not that I need furniture that is accessible, but I do cruise and travel with people who do require certain accessibility features, and I also book clients that may need those things. And I will tell you that the furniture on board Virgin Voyages, for me, it's not very comfortable. You will notice that a lot of the areas have very low seating. A lot of the furniture is very firm. In your cabin, guys, the bed is extremely low to the ground. So if you're someone who has bad knees, bad back, and has struggles getting up and down, keep that in mind when you book Virgin Voyages, is that you're not going to find a high bed. You're not going to find, you will find some furniture that's a little bit higher. I just don't find the furniture on board Virgin Voyages to be very comfortable. And speaking of furniture, when you're in your cabin, if you are sharing your cabin with someone, now their furniture is kind of what people will say kind of IKEA-ish, and it's meant to be transformed. So your cabin, your bed, it's called a seabed, I believe, can convert from beds to a couch. So again, it's very low space. And if you are traveling with someone else, just know that your beds are not going to be parallel to one another. You're going to be sleeping head to head, because when they take your bed apart to make two separate beds, that's how they situate it. You're going to have one person here, one person there. So keep that in mind when you are considering booking Virgin Voyages. And if you have an issue with that, I would say take advantage of those solo rates and get your own cabin. You will also notice that the restrooms on board Virgin Voyages for most of their cabin types are extremely small. They are a lot smaller than other cruise lines that I've been on. So if you are someone who needs a little bit more space in the restroom, just know that you're just not going to get it on Virgin Voyages. Also, if you are someone who doesn't like a rain shower falling on your head, their showers have these rain shower heads. Now they do have the little nozzle that you can, splash on, but if you are someone that, that's going to bother you, pack a shower cap. Just know that that's what they offer on board, and the restrooms are pretty small. Now, the shows on board, I'm kind of mixed on the shows on board. Some of the shows just aren't my style. There's a lot of party theme, dance party theme. They do offer, I'm not going to say drag shows, but they have Bingo with the Diva, which I absolutely loved. And then they have different shows that they're just a little different. So they're not your traditional Broadway style theatrical shows that you'll find, or musicals that you'll find on other cruise lines. They really try to engage the audience, and so it's just different. So it's not necessarily bad. There have been a couple of shows that I've enjoyed, but there's a couple that I'm kind of like, I don't know, that's quite not my style. But I think that's the beauty of Virgin Voyages, is that they're going to have something for everyone. But they also have a lot of amazing live music. So you'll find live music going on the dock. You'll find it right there in the turnaround or roundabout, which is like the atrium. So they always have some sort of live music going on, which I personally love. But the shows for me just aren't always my style. But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just not my style. Something else to know about the shows though, if you are an early bird, which this was one of my complaints initially with Virgin Voyages, is that their shows tend to start late. I tend to go to bed early and rise early, and I just felt like before Virgin didn't have a lot of activities throughout the day. Everything started like really jumping off at like 10 p.m. I can tell you that that's changed. They have a lot more activities throughout the day, but the shows still are kind of late. So if you are somebody that wants to catch a show, you know, most cruise lines 7 o'clock, 7:30, you have a show, then you have a later show. Virgin's not quite like that. A lot of their shows are going to be a little bit later in the evening. Even their deck party, Scarlet Night, which we'll get to in a second. All of those things are going to take place late at night. So be sure to plan accordingly, take a nap, and know that you're going to be up late partying, because that's kind of how they do it on Virgin Voyages. Now, Scarlet Night. Scarlet Night, I kind of have mixed thoughts on Scarlet Night. Now, I love that Virgin Voyages brings people together for this night. For Scarlet Night, everyone wears scarlet, they wear red. They'll have a glam station. They'll have areas across the ship where you can go for different things. I just personally don't understand the story behind Scarlet Night. So if you have any insight as to what Scarlet Night is truly all about, please leave a comment, let me know, because I've sailed 3 times at Virgin Voyages and I still have not quite figured out what the Scarlet Night is for, other than bringing people together, having one night where everyone's in red. And they kind of start off with like in the atrium with some song and dance, and then it turns into some Scarlet Night wedding, and then you can go to karaoke, you can go to a photo booth, you can all kinds of things happening, and then it ends with this amazing, which I absolutely love, amazing Scarlet Night pool party or dance party right there on the pool deck. Definitely make sure you stay up for that, because that's always a highlight of my cruise on board Virgin Voyages. But that's an amazing event. But all of the other stuff, I don't quite understand why or what it's for. But I do love that Virgin Voyages brings everyone together for Scarlet Night. So be sure you pack scarlet, pack some red to join in on with those festivities that night. Something else to know about Virgin Voyages is that they don't have just one cruise director. They have what they call the Happenings cast. And so the Happenings cast, I think it's about 6 or 7 individuals that focus on certain areas of the ship. So you might have the gamer, who is the person that hosts some of like the bingo and some of the other things. You have different hosts throughout the ship. And so I personally like that, because it kind of takes, I guess, the stress off being the cruise director, having to be everywhere and doing everything. And these individuals specialize and focus on these different areas. So I love that. So don't go to Virgin Voyages thinking you're going to know who the exact cruise director is. They have a Happenings cast. They kind of split the different jobs. And I appreciate that, because it gives them some flexibility in what they can do, and you don't have one person trying to do it all. And speaking of crew, I will say that now the service on board Virgin Voyages is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's necessarily at the highest level that I've seen compared to other cruise lines, but I will tell you this. I do believe that the crew on board Virgin Voyages, they seem to be a bit happier than other cruise lines I've been on. And they are able to truly be themselves. And if you cruise Virgin Voyages, drop a comment and let me know. You've seen it. I'm sure you have. There are crew members that, they're able to be who they are and provide you with service. And they just seem to have a happier vibe than I've seen on other cruise lines. Now, is the quality of service on par with other cruise lines? I don't know. That's still kind of questionable. It's not bad service, but I wouldn't say it's like the highest service. But I can tell you that I feel like their crew is a lot happier. And I think that's probably about it for the things that are on top of my head of things that you need to know, and some tips for cruising with Virgin Voyages. Now, I know I said it before that I did not like Virgin Voyages and that I would never get back on them again. And like I said, 2 years after my first sailing with them, and I started hearing different reviews about their service and kind of what they were doing, I was like, you know what? I need to give them a try. And I did. I sailed on board. They had a 2-night sailing that I went on with my husband, and then I went on a 5-night sailing with my sister on board Valiant Lady, and I had a wonderful time. So I am looking forward to cruising Virgin Voyages again. If you are someone that's on the fence with cruising Virgin Voyages, or are a solo cruiser and want to have somebody to cruise with, I am hosting a sail with me on board Scarlet Lady. This will take place January 21st through the 25th of 2026. And this is on board Scarlet Lady, a 4-night cruise that is going to Key West as well as Bimini, Bahamas. So you'll be able to experience that exclusive beach club area. And it'll just give you an opportunity to hang with somebody that's cruised Virgin Voyages, that can kind of show you the ropes of Virgin Voyages and just allow you to, we can just kind of hang out. So if you are interested, the link is in the description. You can book directly using my direct booking link. But I think I might be on Virgin Voyages again before that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you have been on the fence, if you were like me and you tried Virgin Voyages when they first started, and it's been some time since you've been on Virgin Voyages, I strongly encourage you to give them another try. I do believe in second chances, and I'm thankful and I'm glad that I did give Virgin Voyages a second chance. So I would recommend you try that. Now again, Virgin Voyages is not going to be for everyone. Will I say that Virgin Voyages is my top cruise line? Absolutely not. Will I cruise Virgin Voyages again? Yes. Do I have any major issues with Virgin Voyages? No. Did I before? Absolutely. But not anymore. I think that they have really taken a lot of feedback and have improved, things on board. It's not raunchy. The food is good. The service is good. So I honestly have no major complaints, and I'm looking forward to cruising Virgin Voyages again. So if you have any questions, comments, please be sure to drop those in the link. And if you want to sail with me January 2026, be sure to click the direct booking link in this video description. And if you're looking to book Virgin Voyages, you can also click that link to get booked, or reach out to me directly and I can assist getting you booked and help you plan things for your Virgin Voyages cruise. But in the meantime, again, like this video, subscribe if you aren't subscribed, and I will see you guys on the next cruise.